consideration of the motion as it has been moved and seconded and we are on discussion.
That is correct. Debate has begun. Objecting to consideration cannot be made at that point. Thank you.
Can we substitute? Can I propose an amendment then to substitute Rachel Nelson's name for Stephen? Are you on that committee?
I am not on any committee.
You're not on any ILP committee? That's a bummer. It'd be nice to change that to your resignation. Oh well. We could change ILP to LNC. All in favor?
That's out of order at this moment. It's a special meeting, Mr. Martin. That's a completely different item of business. Thank you.
Not germane. Understood, Chair. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you. Ms. Robson.
Hi. So all I wanted to say is to that last point, I believe that having to accept resignations is completely un-libertarian. It's like you're not a slave. However, unfortunately, most organizations, including this one and R1R, say that you have to accept resignations. So I would hope that we could just get through this, not debate it much, accept her resignation because she has other things to do and get on with the rest of our lives. So thank you.
Thank you. Let me see, Mr. Chatterton.
If I can ask, was this body consulted to appoint for any of these ILP positions?
No, as I mentioned, I made the appointment. There's no current mechanism right now for the LNC to make appointments or how we handle these matters. That is something that the body can take up at any time.
But yeah, so I guess my point would be then if the body had this brought before it in the first place, I don't think this is then the body that appointed it. I mean, I guess if your point is that you did so as on behalf of the LNC in that capacity, but I take issue with the fact that it's being done kind of imbalanced in that manner, that this was not brought before us for a vote. We do have a mechanism, it's called a vote. And if it was appointed on behalf of this body, that's how that should have been brought for us. And the fact that it was not done at the start, I think gives credence to the fact that this is not procedurally proper. I did not see anything in the ILP bylaws that calls for demanding a vote by the host organization. So I will be abstaining on this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Chatterton. Mr. Ford.
Is it possible that I can call the question?
Please. The question has been called. Is there a second calling the question?
Oh,
second.
yes.
Second.
Mine. I second. Sit down.
All right. Is there any opposition to calling question? Not hearing.
I'll say one thing, if I may, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to defend
Point of order. The
fellow
question has
state
been
chair.
called. The question has been called. This is out of order.
I just wanted to object to the fact that
it's still out of order.
This is one of our state chairs that as part of my region, recently resigned, and this has got to feel like
Mr. Chair
digging into her neck,
All right.
not letting her go.
The question
You're
is
not the chair, Mr. McGee. Shut up.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Martin. The question has been called. We'll be going to a vote on the matter.
Mr. Bowler.
Yes.
Mr. Bowler.
Yes, and I thank Rachel for her service.
Mr. Chatterton.
Thank you to Rachel as well, and I abstain.
You want me to come back to you, Mr. Vice Chair?
Sure.
Mr. Dassing.
No.
Mr. Ford.
Aye.
Ms. Robson.
Yes.
Mr. Neville.
Aye.
Mr. Martin.
I like Rachel so much that if you're asking me to vote to accept her leaving, that's hard, but I'm a libertarian, so I just have to abstain because I want to say no.
Thank you, Mr. McGee.
actually abstain.
I vote yes. Mr. Koffel,
Yes.
Treasurer Redpath,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
I appreciate Miss Rachel and I vote no.
Mr. Nikela,
I vote yes.
Vice Chair Dar,
I appreciate the service of Ms. Nelson and vote yes.
Mr. Vice Chair, the vote is 11 yes, 2 noes, and 3 abstentions.
Motion passes. Next item of business, initiate retainer from Barnaby and Cabot PLC from Legal General. Chair Nikela, you're the mover of the motion. Would you speak to your motion?
Is there a second?
Yes. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded. Chair Nikela.
In order to exact accountability, I move the following motion. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Chair Nikela. Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford's hand is down. I think that was an artifact. Mr. Chatterton.
Yes, so again, we see another attempt at irresponsible governance here, intended to enact personal political agendas. This is now the second or third attempt by this body to try to circumvent its own adopted opinions that this matter was not a good financial consideration, and given that the basis for these this potential suit are derived from a report that has been demonstrably shown to be conflicted and therefore should be void, despite the obstruction by several members of this body to consider the documented evidence of that. We now again are seeing an additional attempt to work around our budget processes while we have seen roadblocks and hurdles thrown for the legitimate legal matters that this body has a fiduciary duty to pursue. We see the chair manipulating our processes and attempting to put this forward without sufficient legal or financial allocation to this matter. We heard from the secretary as a member of the litigation committee recently that this matter will cost 50K at least, or at least 50K at least, which I think is a very low estimation for the matter and probably likely to far exceed that amount. And yet again, after multiple attempts to do so, we again see only attempt to pull this for $10,000. Despite further speaking that at the December LNC budget meeting that it was moved to incorporate $65,000 for this matter into the budget, which would be a far more realistic estimation of those costs, and it did not receive a second. So this body has outright denied to fund this matter through proper channels and realistic estimations, and we're seeing repeated attempts to circumvent the processes and the approvals necessary for that budget by putting forward this lowball amount to start this litigation without sufficient funding, so that we will be obligated to continue funding it without having to go on paper now to acknowledge that fact. Furthermore, I believe this is an attempt to undermine our other litigation by attempting to drain available funds that would be needed to pursue critical litigation that we are, as I mentioned earlier, I believe under a fiduciary responsibility to pursue. This would pull from our general legal budget, which is, I don't think any specific items allocated, though I have just put forward a request for co-sponsors for new information that has come forward in our previous trademark case in New Mexico, or I'm sorry, in Michigan, which will be used by the case in New Mexico as precedent and is currently being undermined by the defendants in that case, who have actively sought to basically nullify that ruling through current court matters. So this would be a very irresponsible matter for us to allocate new funding for something this body has already identified as a poor consideration for us to pursue, and has specifically given the conditions that it only be pursued if we receive pro bono representation or earmarked donations to support it. And not only have neither of those happened, we are deliberately undercutting the costs here to get us committed down this path where we know that we will have additional expenses that we would then have to support to continue to maintain this suit. This is irresponsible. This is an attempt to circumvent our normal approval mechanisms to hide the true cost of this litigation. and to enact personal political agendas and conflicts of interest that should have no place amongst this board's governance decisions.
Thank you, Mr. Chatterton. Mr. Let me see. Mr. Martin's next up in order.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, I'd like to propose an amendment, but I'd like to speak a little bit to it before I get to it. Mr. Chatterton raises some good points about good governance and the issues with trying to not fund rather, this litigation against former chair, and the conflicts on that versus, no payout, all the issues there. Compared to the real items of business that we have on the table. Cash is not infinite. In fact, it's something we really need to work to conserve. So I had an idea on how to make this sorry, it's not a bill, but this motion from a really kind of more irresponsible motion that's politically motivated to increase infighting and cause more division into something that actually would really help us. And my thought is we change the group to whom the amount is being budgeted to IP Fresh. And so we'll just put in a little bit more, since as we heard from the New Mexico matter, it's very likely that it will need more. There's 2 causes of action, right, that we're considering. And it's necessary that we should, fund that. So why don't I would propose an amendment that we change it so that the funding goes to IP Fresh instead of to a Democrat law firm. Is there a second?
Seconded.
A motion to amend has been made and seconded, but this is a special meeting. Trying to consider if that amendment is in the
It's in order.
it's in order.
Mr. Chair, yes,
You can-
it is in order.
Okay, thank
And
you.
you can amend a motion. However, I do believe that 2 things. The motion as stated was to change the name of who to pay to IP Fresh. I'd point out that IP Fresh is not agreed and doesn't specialize in civil litigation for this purpose. And 2, that an attempt to completely gut the motion would not be germane.
Pardon me, Mr.
You could vote it
Secretary.
down.
Mr. Secretary, it would be entirely germane to change the law firm that's intended for these funds because it's a budget allocation intended to sue one person, and we can simply swap it out for suing another. That's entirely germane to the motion. So I would appreciate it if we could just
Sure.
proceed.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Continuing
you.
further, please raise hands to debate the current amendment. Mr. Ford, is your hand raised for the current amendment?
No, I want to go back to the original, so call me then. Thank you.
Okay. Let me see, Mr. Bowler.
Yeah, I just wanted to second Mr. McMahon's interpretation because the motion would read, move to initiate a retainer with IP Fresh in the amount of $10,000 from the legal general budget line for the purpose of initiating civil litigation against former chair Angela McArdle. So more than just the name would need to be amended. Thank you.
Point of information, Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, how much time is left on this item?
I'm
2
seeing
minutes and 43 seconds.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't hear it.
2 minutes and 37 seconds.
I move to amend the amendment to include the language for civil litigation against New Mexico.
You weren't recognized yet, Mr. Martin.
In
Mr.
New
Chatterton-
Mexico. In New Mexico.
Mr. Chatterton, you were up next.
Perhaps as a means of considering a more germane amendment that we would consider an amendment to include also Mr. Redpath, given that he has admitted to conducting identical offenses to what Ms. McArdle is accused.
So, Mr. Chatterton, you're moving an amendment to the amendment to add in.
By the way, I object to that. That is not so.
To add
Did
Mr.
it.
Not all. I should clarify to Mr. Redpath's objections. Not every. He did not admit to every violation to which she is accused, but one of the pivotal ones, which was an undisclosed. I don't know. It's available on YouTube and can be found on the public list. If anyone has further questions that want to see when he admitted to taking undisclosed funds with the LNC.
Well, I do not agree to that.
Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chair, I object to the interpretation of my amendment language. While I'm off the cuff, it's pretty clear that I intended to change the path of that litigation, and I made it clear in my description that it would be against the New Mexico matters. However, that was not carried over in the language, and then that mistake was basically exploited to undermine the spirit of my motion. I would appreciate it if the record could reflect that I was asking for civil litigation in New Mexico. So $10,000.
Mr. Chair,
budget
point
to
of
IP
order.
Fresh.
Mr. Chair,
To
point of order.
IP Fresh
Mr.
in
Chair,
New
point of
Mexico.
order.
Point of order.
Please
And I
bring the
believe
member
that's
to
what
order.
you can't change what we're voting on based on what you wish I said.
How about what you actually said, the words that came out of your mouth, and I even asked?
Yeah, but you
I
made an
even
omission.
asked, and you said,
Mr.
IP
Secretary,
Fresh, change
you
the
made
name.
an omission. You ignored a critical part of what I said for your personal benefit.
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you would put on the screen what I asked us to be voting on and is motioned
Send
and
it in
seconded
writing.
in front of this body. You want me to send it in writing right now?
I'm not required to workshop your motion to amend for you.
I just said it. It's few words. If you're sandbagging, I will
Fine.
happily send you text.
Okay.
Which would you prefer?
I call out previous questions.
We're out of time. So
We're
The
out of
question
time.
needs to reflect the vote properly.
Yeah, point of order.
We're actually on the amendment to the amendment.
there was no second
Correct.
to Mr.
Yes, there was.
Chatterton's amendment.
I-
No,
Not
there
Mr.
wasn't.
Chatterton's
There was
amendment. No,
not.
there wasn't.
Point of order,
You're correct.
I believe the language that was moved and
Okay.
seconded was moved to initiate a retainer with Fresh IP in the amount of $10,000 from the legal general budget line for the purposes of initiating litigation against former Chair Angela McCarley. Yeah, you've got it now.
Okay.
Please,
That was the
please
other
excuse me. I specified that I intended to change the target and pathway of that litigation. I specified that and made it clear before I made my motion.
Mr. Dar, would
So
you like me
interpret
to
it this
change
way
that? Mr.
is
Martin!
doing violence against my language.
Mr. Secretary, it'll be easier if you just.
I was going to
Thank you.
ask if you would like to rule and ask me to correct for Mr. Martin his amendment.
That is my ruling.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
In the amount of $10,000 from the legal general budget line for the purposes of Mr. Martin
For
would
use
support
in New Mexico.
if you would shut up
That's all.
for the purpose of supporting the New Mexico litigation.
That works.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
In the future, I do really appreciate written motions in the cases where there's specifics. That's not a critique of anyone. It's just I like the clarity of it when it's not a small item. All right.
Typo,
All questions
there's
have
two
been
cases of
called.
litigation.
Well, we're out of time.
We're out of time, so we would immediately move to the amendment and then to the main motion.
That is correct.
No further discussion. I'm ready to call the roll on the amendment.
Please do so, Mr. Secretary.
Point of order, I had my hand raised.
We were
I
out of
took it
time.
down for purpose of the amendment. I'd still like to have my voice heard during, for the main question. I stipulated to that.
We're out of time.
But we're out of time, Mr. Ford.
All right, I'll make a motion to extend the time by 1 minute.
Objection.
I'll second.
I'd like to be heard, that's all. I'll be brief.
1 minute, Mr. Ford. Can you, Mr. Chair, give him 1 minute?
If without objection, I would like to give him 1 minute. Not hearing any, Mr. Ford.
Okay, briefly, the reason why I object to the main motion, it ties directly into my attitude and behavior on New Mexico. I don't believe this party's in a position where, when negotiation is possible, to constantly enter into litigation. It's financially imprudent. We're on short money. We've got a lot of obligations to fulfill, including a new hire tonight. Therefore, I will be opposing this, the main motion, which is to pursue yet another lawsuit for the same reason I always have, because we just don't have the money, and we could possibly win the lawsuit and lose the money battle significantly with no hopes of recovery. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ford. All right, going to the vote on the amendment, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Bowler,
To the amendment, no.
Mr. Bost, Mr. Bost,
I mean, I agree with the language, so yes.
Mr. Chatterton,
Yes.
Mr. Vice Chair, would you want me to come back to you?
Yes, please come back to me.
Mr. Dassing, Mr. Dassing,
Yes.
Mr. Ford,
I'm
Yes.
gonna pass.
I'm sorry, what, Mr. Ford?
I'm going to pass, please.
Ms. Robson,
Pass.
Mr. Nebel,
Nay to the amendment.
Mr. Martin,
Yes to supporting states
Mr.
over
McGee.
infighting.
Mr. McGee.
Nay. Sorry, Mr. Martin
Mm.
talked over me.
Yep. I vote no. Mr. Koffel,
No.
Treasurer Redpath,
No.
Mr. Thompson,
No.
oops. Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Chair Nikela,
No.
Mr. Ford,
What's the vote count? Please,
5 yes, 8 no.
I'll abstain. Thank you.
Ms. Robson,
No.
Vice Chair Dar,
Let me see. My vote doesn't matter in this case. I'll abstain.
Mr. Vice Chair, the vote is 5 yes, 9 no, 2 abstention on the amendment.
That amendment fails. We're back to the main motion and the vote on that.
Give me 1 second, please, sir. Okay, we are on to the main motion, which is as submitted. Mr. Bowler,
Yes.
Mr. Bost, Mr. Bost,
No, out of financial concern.
Mr. Chatterton.
No.
I'm going to come back to you, Vice Chair Dar.
Yes, please. I'll pass.
Mr. Dassing,
No.
Mr. Ford,
No.
Ms. Robson,
Pass.
Mr. Nebel,
Aye.
Mr. Martin,
No to more infighting.
Mr. McGee.
Aye.
I vote yes. Mr. Koffel,
Yes.
Treasurer Redpath,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
No.
Vice Chair or Chair Nikela,
Yes.
Ms. Robson,
I abstain.
Vice Chair Dar.
And once again, it looks like my vote doesn't matter, so I'll abstain.
Mr. Chair, the vote is 8 yes, or Mr. Vice Chair, the vote is 8 yes, 6 no, and 2 abstentions.
Motion passes. I pass the gavel back to Chair Nikela.
Mr. Chair, I move to adjourn.
Second.
All
Objection.
right, there's been a motion to adjourn and
You
second.
guys are so corrupt with your
You're not, hey,
pre-planning.
mute Mr. Martin, you're speaking out of turn.
You don't need to mute me, sir.
Okay,
All
we
right.
can censure you all on the email ballots and deal with
Have
that.
fun. Mr. McMahon, please take it to, and, well.
Why are you
yeah,
working
to a
with
ballot.
foreign governments, Mr. Chair? Why are you working with
Mr.
foreign
Secretary,
governments?
please mute Mr. Martin.
Corrupt.
Wouldn't want to be accountable for minutes either, I suppose.
Corrupt and cowardly.
Shut the
Point
fuck
of
up.
order. Please bring the members.
Hey, listen, I'll start kicking everybody out that starts flying insults.
Because you're a tyrant working for a foreign government.
Point of order. Please bring the member to order.
So are you.
Please bring the member to order.
Everyone just noticed we just saw the text on the screen for the motion to censor the chair for his conflicts of interest
Mr.
and
Chatterton, you're not recognized. Do not
improper
speak.
governance decisions.
Please mute Mr. Chatterton.
You can't do that.
Objection. Stop muting members
Mute Mr.
without.
Martin.
Stop speaking out of turn.
You stop speaking
Mute
out
him
of turn.
again.
I haven't spoken a damn word.
Have a vote. Believe in voting? Election fraud?
We're voting right now.
Mr. Chair, I'm ready to take the vote.
Go ahead.
Mr. Bowler,
Yes.
Mr. Bost,
Yes.
Mr. Chatterton,
No.
Vice Chair Dar,
Yes.
Mr. Dassing, Mr. Dassing, Mr. Ford,
In honor of Mr. Dar, I don't want this to ever end, so I'll vote no.
Ms. Robson,
Yes.
Mr. Neville,
Aye.
Mr. Martin,
You're a cowardly and corrupt little slime bag, each one of you on this committee, and it's disgusting.
what's your
Have
vote, Mr.
fun.
Fuck
Martin?
you.
What's your vote? Okay, no vote. Um, actually, I believe Mr. Bracco. Let me scroll back up to there. Mr. Bracco, are you voting for Mr. Dassing?
I assume so. If it will count, then I would like to vote no.
Mr. McGee,
Aye.
I vote yes. Mr. Koffel,
Yes.
Mr. Redpath, Treasurer
Ye-
Redpath,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins, Mr. Watkins, is Mr. Watkins still here?
I don't see him.
Okay, Mr. Nikela,
Yes.
Point of order, potentially, Mr. Secretary.
yes, Mr. Tone.
Since per Region One's agreements, since Mr. Martin is not voting and appears to have left the meeting, actually, could I vote in his place?
Yes, I believe that is in order with your agreement.
Okay, I will be voting no.
Okay. Is Mr. Watkins in the room? Mr. Watkins? Okay.
He appears to have left.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair, the vote is 11 yes, 4 no's.
All right, the ayes have it. We are adjourned at 9:41 p.m. Thank you very much, everybody. See you in Grand Rapids.
Gotta keep all the corruption behind
See
the
you in
curtains.
Grand Rapids, folks.
The
You can't
recording
sue
has
your way
stopped.
to ideological credibility, and IP laws are faking gay, no matter who we're suing.
Fraud's faking gay too. So
Hey,
we're
so
fighting
is
fraud.
Gay is
It's-
not an insult. There's nothing
Fighting,
gay. Please.
So is
fighting
Octio law.
fraud.
What about
is
Octio law trying to
libertarian.
sue journalists for being
Fighting
journalists?
fraud
Trying
is
to get them to reveal
libertarian, and
their
supporting it
confidential
and
sources.
covering
trying to
for
get
it
Let's not
is
say that things we don't
unlibertarian.
like are gay.
Yeah, like
Has
it's like
everyone got their hotel room yet?
it's like
That's what I wanna know.
it's
No.
hilarious.
Supporting and enabling fraud is unlibertarian.
So are we doing like
I'm so glad I'm
Wow.
part of a party where it's just full of adults who know how to behave themselves. It's so great.
Acting like you're an adult by you.
Guys, Sam's lost it.
Cover for fraud. Yeah.
So we'll be dropping the IP lawsuit against New Mexico then, right? Also, why did you sue the Michigan folks for IP fraud if that's like somehow not libertarian? That seems a little odd.
I
Imagine
said
you're such a
that.
loser that all you can do is cause endless disruption because you know your caucus is flailing and failing. No one
Yeah.
wants to
Is
support
embezzlement
you anymore.
libertarian? Just a question.
Like the
No one
Mises
wants
caucus.
to
The Mises
no one wants
caucus.
to support them because of they have no principles. No one will vote for them anymore. So all they can do is cause endless disruption and
Yeah.
try to stall the LNC as long as they can.
The Mises Caucus celebrated the sitting president as he murdered children overseas. So they can shut the fuck up forever about anything corrupt.
Anti-war rally, a Rage Against the War Machine we helped elect rally.
Yeah, you know, and also of course they have to say, oh, we're definitely down to stop the Epstein list, but also we should get somebody like Ian Freeman off while he says kids can consent to sex. Sure. Like those should be our champions, right? Those are enemies of the state. They sound like they're on the Epstein list.
Ian Freeman's one of the most principled and courageous libertarians out there. I really wish we wouldn't talk bad about him.
I really wish he wouldn't have said kids can consent to sex with adults.
Well, who's a kid?
Okay, cool.
No, seriously, who is a kid? Do you believe in arbitrary age limits that treat
He
people as members
thinks
of groups
he
rather
thinks
than
they
as
should
individuals?
been able to do it at 13. Do you agree with that?
Shouldn't this be up to the individuals and families?
Hey,
not
Evan?
the state?
Ooh, we should have left the Epstein victims up to the families. That would have been better.
Yes,
Those were
Mr. Scott?
14-year-olds.
Oh, dear God, tell me we're not talking about this again.
What's that, Mr. Scott?
Consent is worse
Things that I
than
think just
IP.
needs to not be brought up.
What's up, Mr. Scott?
I was just gonna ask, like, what they were talking about the IP thing and everything. What can
Nothing.
I
It
talk
was
about?
it was an attempt to prevent the lawsuit against Angela from moving forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was totally
Yep.
confused
Yeah,
about all that.
that's all that was.
Sorry.
Honestly,
Yeah,
what
they are so desperate to pretend that she didn't embezzle tens of thousands of dollars in party funds. It's pathetic at this point. Like she doesn't even deny that she took it. She just tries to justify it by saying that they provided a service.
What you should have done, because I know you were yelling, that was good. What you should have done is just played the Chatterton card and shouted dilatory, out of order. Like, do that a lot until they, like, get tired.
I think naming and shaming Angela is good. I think she did basically steal the money, but I don't like the lawsuit. I don't think that suing other libertarians is a good use of our funds and what we should be doing, turning to state government courts.
Awesome.
I really
So
don't
we can
think
I agree with Starchild on that one completely.
We can expect both of your statements against Octio Law and their litigation and weird actions against Liberty Sentries then? Their weird emails.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Jeremiah, but feel free to
Okay.
email.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
5 minutes, and I'll
lawsuit
be
is this?
ending the meeting just so everybody knows.
Liberty Sentries is a journalistic outlet. I'm friends with the
Can you
people
turn on the
behind
chat,
it.
Evan, and leave us to talk as long as we wish?
And
No,
ultimately,
because when I leave the meeting,
It's
it
gone.
is.
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon.
Can
And
you,
ultimately-
can you
Good night, y'all.
co-host somebody so it can stay on?
For
No.
and ultimately, Liberty Centuries has been emailed by Octio Law
Just
to
repeat
try
the
and force
reference for
them
you and the chair.
to reveal their confidential sources.
You can require that any motion be put in writing, any main or motion or amendment.
I also
Which is
received an
against
email.
Libertarian Party. Yeah. Amanda received one. Karen received one, if I understand correctly. Plenty of people have received one just for talking about it. So if we're going to talk about not suing people and not bringing legal action, maybe the LP shouldn't be retaining lawyers to try and intimidate people for speaking the fucking truth. We should start there.
Are you proposing to do that consistently, Jeremiah, to not have the LP sue other libertarians?
Oh, I said we should start
just
there.
really
If
quickly,
the LP is...
just really
If
quickly,
they
because
stole
this
membership
is going to
funds,
shut
that's
down.
different than if they just reported on obvious problems with, say, the membership database.
Yeah,
That they
I
were
agree
getting.
there's a difference, Rose. I do agree there's a difference, but I
Hey,
still
just
feel
really
like,
quickly,
you know,
because this is
naming
going
and
to shut
shaming and
down.
keeping people out of the leadership who do these egregious things would be, to my mind, a better approach than taking it to government courts. That's all.
Not getting our money back, not having any consequence for the person who did it. Just,
It's
you did a
gonna
bad
cost-
thing.
It's going to cost us more to try to get the money than we're likely to get out of it, you know?
Since
That
this
may
is
be
going to
true.
shut down, I want
I
to
think that
give
that
an
actually
opportunity
needs
to
to.
migrate from the platform. So I just opened
Well,
up a Jitsi
Can I just
meeting.
We're
just say
as we're
something?
live streaming it at
Wh-
an LPA, we can invite you to come on and talk as well. So we can send you all
Where
a
is
link for
this?
that.
Can I
What's
just
the
say
link?
something really
Kyle,
quick?
can you
Because
do
like
it?
I just opened a
everybody's
Jitsi meeting, LP After Hour, if anybody's interested in continuing the
Should
conversation.
do it here.
Jitsi.com
well-
/ after hour.
well, just so you
You
know,
don't
like,
allow homeless people
we're
like
not
Jeremiah
suing a
Harding, right?
libertarian.
Ooh, you know, I'm
No.
definitely under a bridge right now, you little bitch.
No,
This is a
she
bridge.
supported Trump. She's supporting ICE. She's supporting.
No. I'm talking about our case with New Mexico. It's somebody else, a totally different party using our name. So I just want to preface that so you guys understand. Please don't
That's not the
find
case
me.
though. That was the original. That was the original affiliate that disaffiliated because of hostile actions by the LNC. They want to come back. They have made this clear. They want to
But-
rejoin the party. They
but
have
they're not the
valid access.
affiliate.
They're not the affiliate. They never were. They
have-
disaffiliated and we made a new
They
affiliate.
disaffiliated.
Right.
They
And that's
have
who
the
we
valid
are.
access.
They're
They
not
want
using
to
the
come
name
back.
lawfully.
This is a complete waste of money that's going to alienate other libertarians, and you are likely to lose it. Like,
Well,
this
not
is a
only
complete
did
waste of
they
money that's-
disaffiliate, but the LNC also disaffiliated. So it was kind of a mutual breakup.
Thank
It
you.
Now they
was,
want to come
but they would
back.
like to. But you know
It's
why they
like,
left,
okay,
right?
then come back as the
They
affiliate.
can come back
But
as
then
the
they'll have to,
affiliate.
then
Yeah.
they will have to fight for ballot access again. Like, they have the
Why?
ballot access.
1 minute.
Under the
Well, they're the
Libertarian
ones that
ballot
made the
line,
ballot
and that-
access problem.
1 minute.
Okay,
Okay,
LP
but that
After
doesn't
Hour
change the fact that they have
on
the ballot
Jitsi.
access.
Or Amanda's thing. I don't know if we want to split venues.
So I support the LNC suing Angela McArdle because we need to get donors back. We need to get donor confidence back. There needs to be consequences when you embezzle large amounts of money. So
Which is what this other party did. So why can't I do that? And we do Angela
mean,
also. I don't
did they, though?
understand that.
Done.
How did
Good
New
night,
Mexico
everybody.
embezzle?
I'm ending the
Good night.
meeting. Have a good night.
Bye.